Who among us does not know Socrates or has ever heard of his name and some of his ideas and principles? This is the classical philosopher who left a very great impact on the world of philosophy and logic in the West. Its principles are still taught in universities to this day. If you want to have a deeper look at the world around you, or seek to live a life full of tranquility, you should probably take a look at some of the sayings of this great philosopher and think deeply about them to see what they mean and how to benefit from them in your life. In today's video, we have collected for you a collection of Socrates' most famous sayings, quotes, and ideas about the world, life, and human beings. About Socrates. Was born in 470 BC in Athens, Greece. Although there is little information about him other than who his students wrote about him like Plato, Socrates was undoubtedly a great philosopher with a powerful and influential personality and a distinctive deep philosophy. Socrates was a son of a builder and sculptor and of a mother who worked as a midwife. Since he did not come from an aristocratic family, he received a basic education and learned his father's craft at an early age before devoting his life to philosophy. He got married and his marriage was not very successful, which explains his many sayings and quotes about marriage such as, "Make sure by all means to get married. If you get a good wife, you become happy, and if your wife is bad, you will become a philosopher." Socrates believed that philosophy had a great power to spread good in society and sought to establish a moral order based on human logic by asserting that human choices and decisions stemmed from their desire for happiness and that wisdom was the result of deep self-reflection. Although a number of Athenians showed admiration for Socrates' challenges to traditional Greek wisdom, many felt that it threatened a lifestyle that had lasted for generations. When the political climate changed in Greece, Socrates was sentenced to death by poison in 399 BC. The most famous sayings of Socrates. Here are a number of Socrates' most famous sayings and quotes that will make your outlook on life deeper and wiser. I can't teach anyone anything. All I can do is get them to think. Socrates. Of course, you won't be able to teach anyone anything unless their desire comes from within. All you can do is stimulate his mind to start thinking and kindle his curiosity to want to learn more. Until you find yourself, start thinking about yourself. Socrates. How can you know your desires and understand yourself if you continue to think about the outside world around you, or limit your attention to other human beings? Take the time to think about yourself and reflect deep down. That's the only way to understand yourself. Whoever is not satisfied with what he has will never be satisfied with what he wishes to have. Socrates. That's because more important than wealth, success, or position is contentment. If you don't have an inner sense of satisfaction and contentment, the treasures of the world won't fill your eyes, and no matter how much you earn or achieve dreams, you'll always be hungry for more. If one is proud of one's wealth, one should not be praised until one knows how to employ it. Socrates. What's the point of accumulating and collecting money if it's not spent properly or used to make a difference in this world? It's nice to be rich, but what's really worth appreciating is how you use this wealth to bring good first to yourself and then the world around you. I know only one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Socrates. There's a lot you can learn in this universe, and everything new you learn will open up prospects for other things you can learn. Every time you learn something new about the world, you'll discover how little you know and know. Socrates fully understood this and understood it deeply. We have given 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 tongue, and that is a sign of the need to listen and see more than we speak. Socrates. This saying does not need to be explained or commented. In brief, the best talk is what is least and most indicative. If speech is silver, silence is gold. The only good in the world is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance. Socrates. Yes, science is light and ignorance is darkness. Many crimes, disasters, and human calamities come as a result of ignorance and lack of awareness of the truth. Ignorance breeds fear, and fear in turn leads to all kinds of evils that you can imagine. Worthless people just like to eat and drink, while those of high value eat and drink just to survive. Socrates. Man was not created to eat and drink only. Otherwise, what is the difference between him and the earth's bear? He gave man a mind and created a human being to be a caliph in the earth that would age and build it and make the world a better place. Think more about your purpose on this simple because you were not created in vain. From the heart of deep desires emerges the habit of murderous hatred. Socrates. There is a fine line between love and hatred. When you want something strongly, your raging desire may blind your insight, lead you to follow the principle of the end justifies the means and hurt others, and make fatal mistakes in order to fulfill your desires. The education you get for money is worse than never getting an education. Socrates. Opinions differ on this statement and its meaning, but when thinking about the method of education that prevailed in the days of Socrates, we will realize that it was limited to the rich and aristocrats only. The teaching process was also purely indoctrination. Socrates disagrees, as he believes that education should be based on research, questioning, and reflection. Today, we can project this saying on those who beg to buy a university degree without really making the effort to get it. Isn't it worse in this case than not getting an education at all? Satisfaction is natural wealth. Luxury is artificial poverty. Socrates. Again, Socrates emphasizes the importance of contentment, and contentment. Whoever was a scavenger lived happily and richly with what he had, and those who lacked this benign trait would be accompanied by a sense of poverty even if he owned the world's entire money and wealth. Always remember, there is no permanent human condition, so you will not overfeel happy when you are lucky, nor will you over-despise and despise bad luck. Socrates. Always on the move, be grateful for moments of prosperity and happiness, and accept difficult times with patience and peace. Be kind to everyone you meet. Each of us has our own difficult battle. Socrates. Each of us has our share of life's difficulties and problems, even those who seem to be the happiest ever. So don't always expect that you're the only one who has problems and difficulties, and don't make your problems an excuse for you to mistreat others or hurt them with your words and actions. Nothing is learned as well as what has been discovered. Socrates. When someone instructs you about something, you might remember for a few days, months, or even years, but you'll inevitably forget it eventually. But when you're looking for information and you're discovering the solution to a problem yourself, you won't forget what you've ever learned. This is the real purpose of education as a whole. Those who are difficult to love are the ones who need love the most. Socrates. People who are difficult to love are often independent of themselves and seem indifferent to what others say or feel. This feeling is often caused by disappointments in the past or problems and circumstances they experienced during childhood. But deep in their hearts, these people really need someone who loves them, understands them, and accepts them as they are in order to restore their confidence in themselves and in the world around them. In order to move and change the world, we have to start moving ourselves first. Socrates. One of Aristotle's most famous and wisest sayings, how can you make a difference in the world without starting on your own? The vast majority of us seek to change all the people around us, whether they're friends, spouses, or family, without thinking about how important it is to change ourselves. In brief, change your thoughts, change the world around you. Strong minds discuss ideas, middle minds discuss events, and weak minds discuss people. Socrates. What kind of person are you, and what is the focus of your conversations with others? The nature of your conversations says a lot about your intellect and the power of your mind. Smart people learn from everything and everyone. Average intelligence learns from their experiences, and idiots have all the answers already. Socrates. A person who pretends to know everything and has answers to everything is mostly the one who knows nothing, because he does not allow himself to learn anything new in life and thus remains ignorant. Understanding the question is half the answer. Socrates. Understanding the problem is half the solution. How do you find the right answer if you don't understand the question? And how to solve the problem if you don't understand it or acknowledge its existence at all? Use your time to improve yourself through what others have written, and so you'll easily earn what others have taken a long time working for. Socrates. Of course, you can go through your own experiences and learn from them. But why do you endure the pain, failure, and suffering that others endure to get to where they are? Take advantage of what these people have learned and avoid their mistakes. And believe me, then you will discover other problems and obstacles that are completely new to enrich your life experience. Sometimes you may build walls, not to keep others out of it, but to really see who cares enough to break them. Socrates. Socrates' statement does not need much explanation. Whoever really cares about you will not pay attention to any barriers that may prevent you from reaching you, and will strive with all his energy to overcome them for you. One's true worth is measured by the number of those who stand by one's side, and not those who follow him. Socrates. It is easy to force others to follow you, whether by money, by force, or by threat. But as your strength and prestige disappear, or when you are weak, followers will often turn upside down. But the Savior is really the one who stands by your side, because he knows the importance of your mission and your purpose, hence your true value as a human being on this simple. Which of these quotes did you like the most? And do you know of any other famous sayings of Socrates?